YouTube family, what's up guys? Today we're going to be getting back into the E36 1JZ swap series. So today is the day guys. I'm going to pull the engine on the car. So let's get straight to it. As you guys see my backyard, it looks like a typical freaking sloppy car guy's backyard. It's just full of stuff. We're going to start by cleaning all of this up because once we finish that, we have to move all of this stuff too. Because I have way too much stuff and not enough places to put them. The goal for this is to take this car and get it back there.
It is a very tight fit.
Shoot the moon, boys!
So I'm just gonna keep guiding him out of here and hope he doesn't hit anything. Keep going.
I love when people tell me I can't do something because it makes me want to do it that much more. Shit you not. Quarter inch away from like just dragging my mirror. Do you know what? Hey, quit playing. I was there when I got it.
Oh, she is smoky, girl.
Bro, you see what I've done to this turbo?
This is always a process to get this car in here. Fun fact, the main reason why Andrew right-hand drive swapped his car was so he can park all the way like this and still be able to get out of the car. Ain't that right?
Ingenuity, boys and girls. I got my helpers here. So those guys are gonna pull the motor while I watch. Then pretty much everything is just kind of like just gonna stay how it is. This car is probably gonna be back here. I'm assuming 2 months. That's like my goal. So pull the car right here and then we're just gonna figure out how to pull a Beamer apart. Probably put you guys on a time lapse and we're pretty much just gonna take the whole front end off in one piece. What we're gonna try. Hopefully we get this motor pulled in, I'd say 2-3 hours.
Perfect.
We got the front bumper off and we got a few things unplugged and labeled. For example, the fog lights and all these other plugs. Garza's a terrible YouTuber, so he forgets to film and update you guys. So here I am trying to help today. Which, I don't know if I'm the right person to do this because I can't even do that with my own channel. But we're taking the bush out of Garza's car. And we got the AC fan off. We're working on pulling this bracket off. That way we can undo the spot welds that are behind you that hold the radiator support on. And this whole front end will just pull off. Just comes right off. So radiator support, headlights, nose panel, all that will, the whole front of the face of the car will pretty much come off. And then that way when you pull the motor, you can just lift it up off the mount and they come straight out. You don't have to wobble it out of all of that stuff. Alright, how was that?
Dude, it was a lot harder than it should have been. Like way harder than it should have been.
So as you can see, the nose panel's off. Everything on the front end is over here. It's usually fairly easy to do, but we had all the factory stuff still on there. It's the first time this motor's or anything has been taken off of this car. So as you guys know, it's a little bit more difficult than usual. But now you can see what I was saying earlier. There's no lower support here. It's just wide open. So once we get the motor up just a few inches off the mounts, it just comes straight out.
Okay, fast forward. I am really dirty and hair's looking good. We pretty much just unbolted everything. It was actually more of a pain in the ass than I thought. Now the motor's just about loose. Oh, well guys, we were just about to pull the motor out and then we freaking realized I didn't pull a damn shifter out. So I got my boy Chris under here, freaking just going full ham trying to get that shifter off. He's doing a great job. See him down there? Hey Chris, how you doing under there?
Dirty.
Yeah,
Dirty.
she's a 93, she leaks, you know? Everybody needs to get them a Chris. This guy is fucking, look at it. Let me see your arms and your hands and, oh God, disgusting.
Fucking...
And you sacrificed, was that your Jimmy Up shirt or that's just a regular
shirt.
AAA? He knew that we were gonna have to crawl into the car at the last second and pull a shifter out. Oh, it's just gas that's dripping, that's fine. Dude, that's it, she's free. She's free like America, boys. Okay guys, another day, we're out here. Last night, we got the motor pulled out. We kind of cleaned up like all the tools and stuff like that. But this morning, the goal is we are going to clean the engine bay of the car and we are going to clean the motor. The motor is sold, someone has already put a deposit on it. And I think they're gonna come pick it up today. So I would like to just clean it up for them. That way that they're not picking up a dirty, greasy motor. I have to pull the harness off it because I am keeping it. But you know, this is a 1993 and the motor's probably never ever been out of this car before. So as you could tell, transmission's pretty dirty, shifter's pretty dirty. It did have an oil leak. I don't know where it's coming from. It might be the pan or the valve cover gasket because you know the motor freaking sits all crooked. So we're going to pull the harness off, drag it on the grass, degrease it, and I have a pressure washer right here. We're going to pressure wash it. After that, we're going to take the car, get it back on the ground. We're going to push the car over there on the lawn, and we're going to pressure wash the engine bay as well. Okay guys, this motor's all clean and she's ready for her new home. I just gave her a quick pressure wash. I made a mess of my freaking lawn and the side of the E36, but I just didn't want to give the motor to the guy all dirty, so she's good. I told him I was going to keep a few things, so I got the freaking harness and ECU and stuff right here. And then, shoot, I got the AC compressor, I took that off. But the motor looks pretty good. I'm kind of bummed that it's going. It was so reliable. It's not like my JZ's not going to be reliable. And this thing, I mean, it got like 25 miles a gallon, which is like not the greatest for the 4-cylinder. This thing should get like over 30. I don't know, maybe I really didn't do any maintenance to it. I just bought the car and drove it. So I'm gonna tell the guy, yo man, there's some stuff I saw that you need to replace, you know, replace the spark plugs, all the vacuum lines. Hopefully it will be gone by the end of today. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna take the car, get it off the jack stands, get it on the ground, push it on the grass, and we're going to give this thing a good pressure wash as well. We're just gonna do that and then cut to the time lapse. What I did was I just put the whole AC system back together, that way I don't get water in it. So I just went ahead and snugged all those bolts, that way I'm good to just pressure wash right over it. Plus the AC condenser's a little dirty, I was gonna pressure wash that clean. And then I pretty much covered everything that is an open hole. The exhaust I'm not gonna be using, but whatever, it took a second to put a bag over it. The brake booster, put a bag over it. Both power steering lines in and out, I got bags over them. And then fuel supply and return, I got a bag over it so I don't get water on the fuel lines. And then pretty much everything else is okay to get wet, all the electrical connections and stuff like that, as long as you give it a good amount of time to dry before you, of course, plug it in. So I sprayed this whole engine bay with Purple Power. This stuff is the business. In here, the windshield wiper cowl, I found a lot of stuff. It looks like a tree started growing in there or some shit. So I'm gonna get the vacuum and vacuum all that out so I can pressure wash inside of the cowl as well. Basically, the whole idea is to just get all the grease out of the engine bay. I'm going to do the bottom of the car as well. But once the engine bay is clean, I'll feel more comfortable, you know, kind of climbing down in there and getting under the car, because I'm gonna have to jack it in the air, put the front end on jack stands. I'm gonna do the whole bottom of the car. Basically make everything clean so I can have a beautiful platform to start my build on. Okay, if you guys know these BMWs, you notice that a lot of the lighter colors, you'll notice that there's like this nasty freaking yellow stuff on top of the strut towers. Now, I did some research on this and I found out it's a type of coating that they put on before they ship them overseas so that like stuff doesn't rust and stuff like that. I don't know why they only put it on the strut towers, but it looks terrible. It's like dripping down, and I did a lot of research and I tried a lot of cleaning products to get it off, and I was able to get it off, but the only problem is that the more you scrub, the more you wear through the paint. So as you can see, a few spots I started wearing through the paint, and then right here where the painted seam sealer is, I kind of left it there because the more I scrubbed at the seam sealer, the more crappy it started looking because I'm rubbing the paint off of the rubber coating. So I think I'm just going to end up leaving these drips there. I cleaned off a lot of them, and pretty much all around the strut tower it looks a lot better. I couldn't really get in there. I was starting to, as you can see, I was starting to wear off the paint. So I just wanted to look a little cleaner overall, and I think it does look a lot better. But I also did clean up this side of the engine bay and the frame rail. Frame rail is looking good. I cleaned up the fender well. I kind of tried to clean back here under the ABS unit, all the way back here to the firewall. Got most of that cleaned up. So now, this is the side that I need to work on. I had already pressure washed it, so I already got all the grease and grime off, but as you can see, there's just a lot of caked on dirt that's just became a part of the paint over the years, and I want to clean it off. So I'll show you what I used to clean off this yellow stuff. I used the combination of Purple Power, which is a pretty good degreaser, and there that goes, Magic Erasers. So the Magic Erasers, you can either buy like the OG brand Magic Eraser, or you can just get the knockoff stuff on Amazon. I got the knockoff stuff. I burned through them pretty quick, so I got like a 20 pack. But it works pretty good for taking this stuff off. But you got to do a lot of scrubbing, and you got to make sure that you spray this on there and you let it sit for a little while. This side came out really good. I'm proud of it. So I'm going to clean this up next. Clean up this, pretty much this side of the frame. I think I'm going to get rid of this, because I do plan to run like an OEM style intake, and it's going to come around here and probably chill right here. The motor should be back from the machine shop in a couple of days. That way I can start working on that. But I do not like to waste time, so I am just cleaning this engine bay like crazy. That way when the motor gets here, I can start assembly, and the mounts and stuff are on the way in the mail. They should be here soon. That way I can sit the motor in here and I can start planning out what I want to do with everything else. Man, it's freaking windy outside, and my little freaking tent is just not having it. Not having it.